Hello, this is Sam Sheffer. We'll talk today about SalSphere Color Guard. This is a special technology for hair color protection to reduce the frequency of hair dyeing for healthier and practical hair care. We'll talk about the hair structure, the coloring process, the suspected danger in using hair dyes, and the technology that could help us avoid the damage. We'll talk about how the technology works and what are the benefits of the technology. Then we will briefly show you how to use the technology in different hair care products. At the end of this presentation, you will be able to formulate and to explain the value of SalSphere Color Guard technology to various hair care products. Let's start by understanding the structure of the hair. This is a cross-section of the hair. You can see the cuticles on the outside of the hair and the cortex in the inside as well as the medulla of the hair. Another cross-section showing the cuticles and inside the cortex. When we are talking about hair dyeing, the color molecules are typically associated with the cuticles. However, in case of permanent hair dyeing, these molecules are able to penetrate into the cortex. In order to have the ability of the dyes to penetrate, we have to use some special chemistry. What is the chemistry used to dye the hair? Typically, we start with a primary intermediate. This is a phenolic amine. It is reactant and it's totally colorless. In addition to this, we're using a coupler, or some people call it a developer. This is again a colorless ingredient. It typically composed of ammonia and hydrogen peroxide. The ammonia is used to swell the hair. The alkaline environment causes the cuticle to move from each other and open up. Once they open, they are available to receive the dye. Hydrogen peroxide is a very strong oxidant. It is oxidizing the hair to make it more porous and also reacting with the primary intermediate. With the primary intermediate to form a complex with color. The different primary intermediates will result with different colors on the hair. What is the risk of hair dyes? For years, some researchers believed that hair dye could cause cancer, and the references are below. Now, despite many studies, there is no linear correlation linking hair dye to cancer. So hair dyes are not classified as carcinogenic or risky agent. About 80% of the world population is using any kind of a hair dye. Authorities suggested to limit the exposure because there are still some studies showing some linkage between hair dyes and cancer. In addition, oxidizing agents are emitting free radicals, and those are degrading the hair. Excess exposure to coloring process or relaxers may also damage the hair. As you can see in this diagram, lipid layers are destroyed, cuticles are highly compromised or even lost, reducing hair shine. Severe damage could affect the internal structure, which could result with broken hair. What is the opportunity? Salvona submicron technology can assist increasing the efficacy and safety of consumers using hair dyes. The technology we introduce, SalSphere Color Guard, doesn't change the chemistry of hair dyeing. The technology can reduce the accumulative exposure of oxidizing and coloring agent. It enhances the longevity of each treatment and therefore reduces the need for frequent hair dyeing. Ultimately, it saves money and damage to the hair. What is the technology? Salsphere Color Guard is a delivery technology that coats and seals the hair, so it reduces the dye leakage and delivers natural ingredients to enhance the color intensity and reduce the photoaging. What is the structure? We're talking about a sphere with a diameter of 0.1 to 2 micron. The center of the sphere is a hydrophobic core. This core encapsulates three actives: broccoli seed extract, cranberry extract, and a sun filter, octyl methoxycinnamate. On the shell, we have a hydrophilic polymer that helps to form a nice thin layer around the hair. And this is what you can see as a scanning electron microscope picture of a healthy hair. You see how the cuticles are laid one on top of the other. The following will be an animation that will show you how the technology works. This is a cross-section looking at the cuticle. The cuticle is hiding, protecting the hair dye. This is a local one, and we can look at this through the whole hair. The whole hair is all covered with the dye. Once it's exposed to shampoos, shampoo will extract the oil and also the dye. So the cuticles open up and the dye will be leaked out. Now, when we use the technology, this process is being protected. You see how the submicron spheres form a very thin protective coating on the hair. The natural and the sun filter generally migrate to the surface and therefore provide a stronger protection from the extraction, either by shampoos or by UV light. Salsphere Color Guard protects the dye from fading or leaking prematurely so that the color can stay longer in the hair. How do we measure it, and what is the experimental study to provide us the benefit of the product? The method was based on visual as well as testing the actual color intensity. This is the colorimeter CL400 with a special electrode that could measure the color of the hair. In the following experiment, we use colored hair, and this was used as a control. The control is the color at time 0. Then we took the swatches, we treated them with a shampoo and conditioner over 18 washes, and we observed the color changes over the washes. Here you see the swatch, which represent the group of swatches that were treated with the basic system. The basic system is a shampoo and conditioner with the free ingredients at the same level as with the technology. Compared to this, you see the basic system, but with encapsulated product, Salsphere Color Guard. By looking at this, you definitely can see that the basic system is much lighter than the system or than the swatch treated with the system and the technology. The technology definitely has an impact on retaining the color. When we looked at the benchmark system, this is the benchmark system as is, compared to a swatch treated with the benchmark system with the technology. Again, difficult to see maybe, but the technology, the swatch treated with the technology has a much darker color compared to just the benchmark. When we compare this set of experiments with panelists who graded the odor intensity between 0 to 5, we found with the basic system that the product by itself, the base by itself with the three ingredients scored to 1. However, when the same base was added to the technology, the intensity significantly increased to 3.8. Compared to this, we look at the benchmark. The benchmark by itself scored pretty high, 3 compared to 1. And when we added to the benchmark the technology, it scored even higher, almost 4. The differences between the base and the base plus the technology were significant in all cases. What we can learn from this is, first, we can take a simple shampoo and conditioner, very cheap product. By adding a little bit of the technology, we could significantly increase the ability to retain the color. Number 2, even the product that has been developed by a leading company, when added the technology, could still increase their efficacy. This is based on consumer perception. When we move to the machine, we find that the results are very much the same. Here you can see that we measure the color intensity after 6, 12, and 18 washes. In all cases, you can see that the basic shampoo and conditioner with the technology always scored higher than the basic by itself. The same picture we see also with the benchmark. The benchmark, which is the market product, with the technology scores higher than without the technology. So technology in both cases added a value to the product. When we compared the effect of the technology from a different point of view, we measured the number of washes up to the point that there is a major decrease in the color. We found that if we use a basic product without the technology, it takes only 6 washes, and you see a drop in the color intensity. And this is pretty much what most of the commercial products are offering, 6 to 8 washes. However, if we add to the basic the technology, we are able to increase to 12 washes, which is a significant increase in the value of the product. It practically lasts twice many washes as the free product. How to use the technology in a finished product. Here is a simple formula that gives you an example. In this shampoo, we use 90% of the shampoo and just added 10% of the Salsphere Color Guard. The shampoo itself is basic and it contains only 3 ingredients, in addition to water and preservative. It contains sodium lauryl ether sulfate. This is a sulfate-containing shampoo. And cocamidopropyl betaine and glycerin only for moisturization. The technology can be used in a variety of shampoos, also in conditioners, rinse off and leave on. It can be used in a variety of serum-based products, especially for post-coloring treatment, in gels and a variety of other products. So what did we learn so far? Technology Salsphere Color Guard can significantly improve the color retention by over 100%. It can cut the frequency of dyeing the hair by 50%. It's saving money to consumers while protecting their hair from the aggressive chemicals. It protects against both chemical stripping, such as shampoo, and by UV and sun damage. It is a cost-effective technology. Additional cost to the final product is not significant. It is a formulation friendly. It's very compatible with conventional shampoos and conditioner, and it's very easy to produce the finished product. Ultimately, it provides a unique marketing position as a new submicron technology with added value to the hair care products. This summarizes my short presentation. Let's start using Selvona Salsphere Color Guard today. Please share with us your comments and experience. More technologies are available on www.selvona.com. Thank you.